yeah, getting those in there and figured those out to the recipes and get the right amounts. So, but yeah, it's working great. I'm a big fan so far. After we got past the initial setup and how to actually count our stuff and put stuff in. So, but yeah, it's going good. It works good for the online ordering. It marks stuff sold out there pretty effectively. So, really want to get to the point where we're doing the delivery. Now that we kind of have like a week or two where it's not super crazy, I'm hoping I can get back into my office a little bit more and get working on some more of that stuff. But yeah, it was pretty much nonstop for the last week and a half where all of us were pretty much working. I did. So between Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I had 56 active work hours and 10 hours of time in bed. So, no.
I was home at like 10, got up at 4, went to bed at 11. So yeah, 5, 10. All right. I had 15 or so.
Yeah.
But I did Friday or Saturday, I did take a 2-hour nap in my truck because my girls here were trying to kick me out.
Yeah. Excellent.
But then I overcooked the chicken and had to substitute brisket for it.
That's what you get for trying to take a nap.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, it's things are going well.
Good.
Yeah. New smokers doing well. Still trying. I still got to get a gauge on that to figure out how much we're actually using in propane. Yeah, I need to get some wood ordered. The Cowboy. So Lowe's has Cowboy logs. So Cowboy brand. Those ones actually are pretty good. They will last a while, and they're full splits.
Yeah.
Oh.
Lowe's has that. Home Depot's got the Kingsford brand.
Okay.
Just, you should go to that same place that because I think they do smoking wood, not just pellets, but place where we get our pellets in Holland.
Yeah.
Smoke Ring.
Who?
Called Smoke Ring barbecue pellets. But I think they have smoking wood too. I have to order a pallet, so I have to come up there. I'm thinking about coming up there and grabbing it.
Boyne City is what comes up for barbecue pellets.
No, it's in.
Got a little pig with a tray of meat on the bag. I'm gonna guess maybe they have a store in Holland, but
SmokeRingBarbecuePellets.com.
Yeah, that's the same one I'm looking at. When I did a Google search, it popped up with Boyne City was the first address.
The website has Kyle right on the front. It has him doing a video.
Oh yeah. Well, there he is.
No, it's 1125 Industrial Ave in Holland.
Interesting.
But I think I would call them, or I can give you the number, but I think they have smoking wood too.
It's weird that they don't have like a product listing.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, they have their about, but it's all the pellets. Anyways, so yeah, that works. That wood works better. So obviously, the more wood we use, the less propane we're going to use because we're getting the heat from the wood. But yeah, we had a couple days where we were using both cookers just because of the amount of food. I mean, Saturday alone, we did 2 cases of brisket.
It's a lot.
So, well, we did brisket sliders for the barley barbecue and beets. And it's brisket sliders for 600 people. You know, because you're supposed to have 600 samples.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, that's a big one. That one, last year, we probably did 450 samples. Easy.
Did you do sliders and mac and cheese?
Yep. Because it was mac and cheese was something we could make ahead and just reheat that day. Just with all the other events we had going on, there was just so much. Wouldn't have been able to do it without both smokers for sure. So yeah, I mean,
You guys had some pretty intense storms too, huh?
Yeah, I mean, not bad. There was a bunch of schools over on the side of the state closed on Friday because of no power or too many roads were closed. Enough buses couldn't get through to kids
Yeah, we
for trees down and stuff. 9 total tornadoes in Michigan on Thursday night.
yeah, I saw that. It's crazy.
Um, we went into a tornado warning more for the winds than actual something on the ground. Trying to reconnect. Make sure your internet connection's stable. It is. Yeah, so yeah, pretty bad Wednesday or Thursday night, and then we got another round Friday night that was not as intense, but still pretty significant. Luckily, no damage here, really. One of our hanging baskets fell over.
Uh
Yeah,
I
that was sad.
I actually had some time. I went and I dropped my mower off for service just so I could get a tune up and change some stuff, get the blade sharpened and all that wonderful stuff. And now I tackle my
Excellent.
backyard, and I don't have to pay somebody to do my lawn anymore because that was expensive.
You doing it all yourself now?
I'm gonna try. I think so. I think we're gonna open Sundays. Gotten a lot of people asking, but I can't do it until like the middle of June. My daughter has her baby shower. She's popping right out there in the beginning of June. So I don't want to open and then close and then open again. So I think we're gonna open Father's Day.
Yeah, that's one day that we're normally closed. That we're gonna be open this year. I checked with the boys, and they were good working it. And we have, I think, someone's doing an open house that day that we're catering. So,
Yeah,
um, but yeah, so we used to be open for Mother's Day. We took a couple years off for whatever reason. Then decided to do it again this year because it was always a pretty decent day. We usually got lots of requests or people wondering why we weren't open that day.
yeah.
And then it was it was our worst day at that location.
There's the
It was our
reason.
normal. It was our normal Sunday location, and it was probably $300 less than Sunday was.
Yeah.
But the first like 20 minutes was hot and heavy. Everybody was there, and then that was it.
I mean, how do you feel? How do you feel about holidays? I mean, should it be off? I mean, like July 4th is on a Friday this year,
We're working.
and we are too. I'm going to stay open.
Yeah.
It might be a smaller, shorter day, but we're going to stay open.
I don't know.
I didn't know how you thought about holidays. Like,
I mean, Memorial Day, Labor Day, we're usually closed anyways because it's a Monday. But typically we would take the day after off. We got requests from Midwest and Cassopolis to show up the day after Memorial Day. I'm assuming because that's a board meeting day for them that they are going to ask for some sort of catering for that since it was a request to come in. And then there was an elementary school that's doing a family fun night that night. So it kind of worked out that I felt pretty good about doing those 2 days. But yeah, normally the day after that holiday weekend is pretty slow for us. Whether that's people just I have tons of leftovers from whatever gatherings they were at or whatever.
I'm hoping the fact that we're by a ton of lakes that we're going to get. I mean, I've already got Memorial Day caterings. People can come pick up stuff. So I'm hoping I'll probably make a post about it soon. I just found out. I didn't just find out, but the guy that I hired, my morning guy, he's been kicking ass, and he's been doing a really, really good job. He's was a print shop owner, so he has the ability to do printing and stuff like that and t-shirts. So when I walked in the other day, I noticed that he had a shirt on, and I gave him one of ours already, but this one looked a little bit more breathable, like a different fabric. And I looked on the back, and he had made his own shirt with our logo on it. And on the back, he put a big ass trophy, and it said "Employee of the Month." And I had to say that's absolutely great. I appreciate
Awesome.
that. So now my daughter wants one for her little pregnant belly that says "Future Employee of the Month" over her thumb. Anyway, he
uh,
said he'd be willing to, if we talk about sales and stuff like that, he'd be willing to do, like, he'd print us shirts that we could sell, or at least
mhm.
put up, people want to buy them or whatever. So I offered it to him. I said, hey, if you want to print them, we'll discuss a business option. We'll do a separate check for whatever sells in a month, and give you a percentage or whatever your cost is plus a little bit extra. So we're going to talk about that hopefully. But he's done. I mean, he made me a coffee mug that has our logo, like inside the coffee mug. I don't know. Like, it's not, you can't scratch it off or anything. It's called like sublimation or sublimation. Yeah, sublimation.
Sublimation.
There we go.
Sublimination.
I just made that word up. It sounds
Yeah.
great.
You got to have
But
the right emphasis on the syllable.
absolutely. Make sure you
Yeah,
check your blinker fluid too.
that's right. Cool. Yeah. So we do 4th of July. We did. Typically, we just go to Newaygo because it's a big holiday. That's a big weekend up there. Lots of people in town for all the lakes and stuff. So it's usually a good. We get a lot of bulk meat type of orders those days. Last year we did. East Grand Rapids has their 4th of July festival, big parade and stuff. We went there last year and just did the first half of the day, which was an option. Like, you don't have to stay all night for fireworks. But we did like $2,900 during the lunch time frame after the
Oh,
parade and stuff. So this year we're going to stay. Caleb and Chris said they were good staying through fireworks. I will probably be there for part of it at least, if not all of it. And then the 5th, this is where it's different this year for us, is we're actually going to be open on the 5th for the morning at the farmer's market in Caledonia. And we're hoping that we get that large bulk meat order for people doing parties on the weekend stuff
yeah.
in an area that is heavy with our regular customers. So we'll see how that goes. And then, we'll be shut down for the next 4 days, 3 days or something like that. I don't think we're open back up until Wednesday. Just to kind of give everybody a mid-year little break.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have problems working holidays. Father's Day, Mother's Day tend to be a little bit slower. Father's Day definitely is slower. So I don't think we didn't do Father's Day last year or the year before. I don't think. Just because those are horrendously dreadful days for us.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
But then someone asked for an open house that day. It's like, okay, well, there's some guaranteed money. So if we can just do a little bit at our
Oh,
regular
absolutely.
location that day, then it's an okay day. It's worthwhile for the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much your summer holidays. Memorial Day, Labor Day, and 4th of July,
Yep.
the
That's
big
pretty.
weekends.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm not opposed to being open for them. As long as we feel like there's money there, yeah, we'll stay open. So,
All right.
Pam said her cousin from St. Louis said her food was delicious. Perfect amount of smoke flavoring the meat. The whole family was happy with all the food. So, yeah. There is a very significant, noticeable difference in food cooked on the Old Hickory versus the Deep South.
I bet.
It
I bet.
is not even close.
Yeah.
So,
Because the wood is
um,
actually doing its job. It's flavoring. It's not
right,
heat.
it's not just a heat source.
Yeah.
And the charcoal does the flavoring part too, but it's just so different. It's yeah. I can't wait to get that on the trailer for us to be able
Do
to
you
use
think?
every day.
Do you think it's a difference because you're really not using wood in the deep south? Like, you're not putting wood chunks in there so they'll smolder.
We've done wood chunks in there before, and it doesn't make a difference.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think there's enough to get past the overall charcoalness of it.
Yeah.
Like, you would have to do a lot of wood chunks in there to get past the charcoal smoke part of it.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, it's a cleaner tasting smoke, I guess. It's a warmer flavor, if that makes any sense.
No, yeah.
So,
Are you
um,
monitoring temps at
no,
all? Like to
nope,
figure out how
um,
often that kicks on? Like
no,
the heat source kicks on? No.
no, nope. I'm not even sure how I would do that without watching it and sitting there for the whatever time frame.
Well, if you're, yeah, I mean, you have to sit there for a couple hours and see how many times it turns on.
Yeah,
But you said the wings are turn out really, really good, and
yeah. So chicken on that top shelf is top notch. Um, but yeah, I mean, so if we don't put stuff on that top shelf, everything else cooks to our normal timeline. So
huh.
we can't
So
put stuff on the top shelf.
speaking
That is
of
that's a no go zone for a long cook.
speaking of no go zones, right? So one of our local barbecue restaurants here posted a picture of their old hickory pit, open rotisserie, everything going, and they've got a whole bunch of chicken wings, and they got bacon, they got half chickens and ribs and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So as it's going around, it shows half chickens raw on the rack above, bacon in pans. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I messaged Bubba, right, our friend Steve Collington, and I asked him. I said, "Is there a food safety issue with that?" He said no, because it's all getting cooked to a higher temperature anyway. I'm like, I personally would never put chicken above anything that has a pan. Like I've done chicken and ribs like wings and ribs together.
Mm-hmm.
Because yes, they're on the same time. They're both getting off at the same time. Like I'm okay with that. But like having a pan of bacon literally catch that chicken juice.
Well, yeah, and is that bacon being done like if the bacon's going to be on for as long as the chicken is, then yes, in theory, that juice will all cook to up to temperature without being a problem, right? But
In theory,
if you're pulling that bacon off 20 minutes after you put that chicken on, then yes, it is a huge concern and an issue. If anything, he should be flipping those around, and the chicken should be cooked in pans. I mean, put them on grates so they're still sitting at a level high enough. But
yeah,
yeah, to catch those juices just to make sure. I mean, that's a risk I wouldn't want to take. But
because he had. I mean, it's a big old hickory, but he had like 4 shelves of wings. Then he had some baby backs with some half chickens next to it, and then
mm,
he's stacking sheet pans of bacon, like stacking them. Like there's two here, and then there's one on top. And I'm like, that's just like, and it doesn't look like it's candied bacon. It looks like it's
yeah,
just bacon.
hmm.
I'm like,
Is it a rotisserie?
it is. It is. It's a
Yeah, so
rotisserie.
it doesn't really matter what's on top or on the bottom because it's going to be on the top or bottom on the other side of it anyways of the carousel.
Well, yes, in
So
this case it would be, but you could put half chickens on the bottom rack and put bacon on top of it, and the half chickens aren't going to seep into the bacon.
because yeah, it'll be the bacon will be far enough on the bottom that when it hits that, I gotcha. Yeah,
To me, it was just weird.
just cook the chicken over a pan. Catch those drippings. That's all you got to do.
I mean,
I'd be interested
they're
to see what the
still
health department would say. So
they're still they're still marketing their sixth place wings in the state from like 10 years ago, which I don't
what's
even
wrong
know
with that?
what it was for. And there's 300 flavors. Um,
Um,
yeah.
we did get the Grand Rapids fire chief was going around on Sunday since there was such a large grouping of food trucks.
Yeah.
He stopped by to say hi
Hello.
and said everything looked good. He said with one exception.
Oh.
So we have plastic gas cans. We are not allowed to have plastic gas cans.
Oh,
We have to have metal gas cans.
really?
Yep. He said you're
Ooh.
good. Just make sure you get some. Um,
Were they not
because
in your, were they not in your vehicle?
they weren't. They were sitting next to the trailer in the shade. Because in the sunlight, they
Yeah.
will. If you're not venting
Can.
them, yeah. Which was why I hate these safety cans because they're anything but safe because they don't have an automatic vent on them. Like you can't just
Exactly.
pop the edge of them. Um, I've really considered just drilling a hole in the backside of them just to allow the fumes to get out.
The old ones did. The old ones had the little
Yeah.
release
So,
flap.
yep. I don't know why they went away with them. Anyways, yeah, but that's why they
Probably
don't allow
because
them for.
I saw an 8-year-old on top of a generator with a gas can feeding it as his dad's cooking shit in the Blackstone. Yeah, exactly.
But
Anyway, sorry.
so yeah, that's why that's apparently that's why is because they get hot and people aren't paying attention, and you have gas cans exploding or popping
Yeah,
next to generators.
could be a problem. Could be a problem.
Yeah, I mean I get it. So yep, we have to go and get some metal. I can't even imagine how much these things are going to cost. But I'm
Up
gonna
about
guess
it.
somewhere in the $50 to $60 range.
Yeah, a few bucks.
Yeah, yeah,
So
just
we
money.
were told that we had to have no smoking signs on all four sides of our trailer.
Wow,
All four sides,
interesting.
not just like near, and
Yeah,
we have to have one on the inside too.
yeah. We were told we had to have one on the inside. Um,
Um,
my one on the outside keeps falling off.
so
And he
we
didn't
did.
say anything about that. I didn't even have one up
So,
there.
so I got like signs that I
Hmm.
put Velcro on the back that I just put up. I just got to remember to take them off afterwards. Speaking of that, I did finally get graphics on my truck
Nice.
trailer. Finally, it's not just a black incognito barbecue trailer.
Well, yeah, you
Um,
definitely need to get that out there then.
I mean, we did for one thing. So we have our. I know one of the topics we wanted to cover, and now we got like 20 minutes to try to get everything in here. Um,
Yeah, I got something else too. But go ahead.
uh, food truck associations. We
Oh,
want,
that's whole. Well, yeah, we want to get to that. Is that what you want to talk to next? About
yeah.
next?
Well,
Okay,
because
give
I
me.
got something too
Okay,
about food.
Steve said, "What about chicken on the left and everything else on the right?" Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
That way, nothing's dripping anything except for its own animal. Um,
Absolutely.
so we have the city of Grand Rapids hosts lunches during the week at Rosa Park Circle. So they bring in live music, they bring in food trucks. It's like
Yep.
from May through August, I think, every Thursday from
Yep.
11 to 1:30. Um, so we finally got in this year. We have a handful of dates. We have our first one this week. I got an email from them saying we have an exciting new partnership
Oh,
for this week only. So I was
oh,
like, sweet, we really hit the jackpot here.
awesome. What do they got?
Let's see. Comcast is partnering with us next week, very unique and exciting way, in order to promote the Rise Small Business Grant, which is available to businesses in like 5 different area codes. Grand Rapids is one of them. So they're promoting this whole thing until the end of May. Comcast will be covering $1,000 worth of customer purchases from each truck.
Jesus.
I know. Uh, on a first come, first served basis. You keep track of the dollar amount product that you will sell, and the customers will not have to pay for it themselves until the $1,000 limit is reached. So essentially, we're giving away $1,000 of free food to our customers for lunch on Thursday, and we're getting reimbursed from Comcast
Awesome.
that day.
It's a great day.
Like
That's a great day.
$1,000 lunch on Thursday. Chris is like,
That's a,
couldn't someone just come up and like buy $1,000 worth of food? Like, that's a good point. So I got another email today with some further details. She's like, we're going to try to set some limits on everything, and
won't you? What if you just run a tab?
that's what we're doing.
Yeah, just run.
But if we promote it that we have free lunch up to a certain amount,
Yeah,
then yes, someone could come down and say, yes, I'd like
absolutely.
10 pounds of brisket,
Yeah, don't.
3
We're not.
racks of
We're not.
ribs.
We're promoting. We're going to be there, but we're not
Yeah,
promoting that we're giving away free lunches.
we're going to.
Oh, are you?
So,
Oh,
heck yeah. Um, we're not going to say that those are dollar amounts. So it's going to be, we're giving away free lunches. So meals per person is kind of how
are
we're
you
got it
allowed to? Like, did
to
they
promote
tell
it.
you to promote
Yeah.
it? Like to promote free lunches?
Yeah, because they are also doing it. They're also promoting it, that there's available food, because they want to make sure that every truck has the opportunity to have that benefit of the day,
Yeah, and I
right?
get that, but I get them promoting it because it's their special. But you
Yeah.
could you get a local business coming down. Hey, I need $1,000 worth of food right now.
And we're going to say no.
Okay.
That's not how it works.
Yeah.
So they're saying we think we may have to limit the total per person in order to avoid one person ordering hundreds of dollars of food.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, So they're saying we would like to say the first 50 customers get their lunch paid for by Comcast is how they want to promote it, type of thing. So they're trying to figure out like what an average lunch for us would cost.
$20.
But it is not. We're probably closer to like 17, but
Josh, $20. I mean, figure out how to do a $20 lunch.
No, they can order off their regular menu and we can just serve more than 50 customers for free food. We're going to run a tab on our normal menu to $1,000. I'm not doing special menu items for whatever reason.
No, but you could bring back your meal. You could bring back your meals for $20.
I'm not doing a special menu for the day.
Special.
Yes, it is.
You have everything on the truck. It's just packaged different.
Okay, but then someone comes up another day and says, yeah, can I get that Lord of Swine meal that I had down at Relax and Rosa? Because it happens to us all the time.
What's your goal? What's your goal per customer? Like, how much do you want to get out of a customer as far as money goes?
I never think of any customer that way. A sale. That's all I care about. I'm not looking for them to spend an average amount of anything. I know on average what our customers do spend, but I'm not trying to bump up or, yeah.
So you don't, I mean, realistically, you don't care about average ticket size.
Not really.
You just want a ticket.
Yeah.
So somebody who orders $100 worth of food and somebody orders a side of mac and cheese, it's thing.
It's this. I treat those two customers exactly the same. It is someone choosing to spend their money with us.
I get that.
Why would I treat them differently?
I didn't say treat them differently. I'm saying that.
I want to see you how to weasel out of this one.
No, I'm saying it. For somebody that operates all day, lunches and dinners, for you not to do a meal or some sort of package price versus everything a la carte is interesting to me. Because I figured you would want a way to get a higher ticket price, period. Like, I understand somebody comes up and gets a $12 sandwich, but don't.
I think all it's going to equate to is we sell more drinks. We have so many people that order sandwiches and sides already on their own. So really, all I'm going to do is push out more drinks that are realistically, that's the part that's discounted. You know, because you're doing a discounted meal. You're going to take the discount on the pop because that's your highest profit margin of the three things you're going to sell. So, you know, how much value are you really getting out of it at that point?
That's if you include a drink. I don't include a drink.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think people are deterred. A lot of people ask if it comes with a side, and the majority of them, when we say no, everything's a la carte, they still order a side.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
So there. Yeah. I mean, to each their own. Everybody can do it. But yeah, I mean, we offer add-ons.
Are you part of this association that is doing the Friday or the Food Truck Thursdays? Is there an association?
That is not no, that's just the city of Grand Rapids.
Oh, okay.
Like the downtown, whatever.
Development Authority kind of thing?
Yeah. Something like that, yeah. So yeah, there's no affiliation needed. Now, it does help us being parts and active parts of these other groups because businesses and these like downtown authorities and stuff, when they are looking for a list of food trucks, that's who they reach out to.
Yeah.
Especially the Grand Rapids Food Truck Association. That list gets published to a lot of people that are looking for food trucks.
So that helps. Are you getting what you?
I don't know. Like, and that's the thing is, like, what should you expect of any association? And I know that you, being a member of the Great Lakes Barbecue Association and on the board from time to time.
I am on the board for now. Last year.
Yeah. That is often a question there. What am I getting for my membership?
So let me ask you this: when you
Mm-hmm.
signed up for this association, knowing what
Mm-hmm.
they do is promote basically food truck rallies, right? Is that kind of why you got part of this? Is to be on that list?
I mean, it is a nice list to be on,
Okay.
but it's
So do you have to pay any other fees to get into these rallies other than that $300 a year?
yeah. So we paid another 150 just to be in the. It cost us to be at the Rolling Out Festival on Sunday.
Okay. Are you guaranteed a certain number of events that they do?
That's the only event they do.
Oh,
That's
that's
their
it.
only event. Yeah, they don't put on events,
Oh,
but it's just
do they help coordinate other events?
not as far as I know.
So you paid $450 to be at this event and be on a list.
Mm-hmm. An important list, though.
So what are you hoping to get out of this?
My question is, shouldn't it be a reasonable expectation that with their, I don't know, I'm going to guess 60 members, so that's $18,000 a year, if my math is right, that for their premier food truck festival that they put on themselves, that they would be able to figure out a way to advertise outside of Facebook.
Um, you'd think so. You'd think so, especially if they saved $8,000 on the venue.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they do that. I mean, so they're getting sales back on the beer tent and everything. So it's not like they only have the 18. But um, and they do other things. So they do they do a lot of town hall meetings once a month. They bring in special guests and speakers and business people to it's a good what they do outside of that is pretty good. There's going to be a revolt after this last Sunday in this event.
Yeah,
There was a lot of very unhappy food trucks because they were saying half as many people as there was last year.
now, can that be? Is that only? Is everybody going to equate that strictly to advertising?
I think it's going to be a big part because that's from what we heard from the association members that put it on was what they were complaining about, not being able to get media coverage.
So, our city 3 years ago, yeah, 3 years ago, started a food truck rally at our local fairgrounds. It
Mm-hmm.
was put on by two interns with our county parks department. Those interns, whatever they did, now granted, the first year is always the best typically, but whatever they did, we were turning cars away because there was no parking available.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, everybody was packed. I mean, the way they set it up, it was an unbelievable event. It was supposed to go 4 hours. We sold out in two because we didn't know what to expect. This is when I saw the 8-year-old filling the generator, standing on top of it.
Hey,
The next year, we did half as much because there was no advertising. There was no nothing. We didn't know what advertising they did, but whatever it
mm-hmm.
was, they didn't do the same amount from what we were told. Last year, it was the same as the year prior. Again, really little advertising. So, and they're getting $150 a truck to be there, and they're limiting it to like 14 or something. So yeah, I mean that's
I mean, this
what do
event's
you
been going on for like 15 years.
yeah, and
But the head of the neighborhood association of the neighborhood that's right next to there,
yeah,
they had no idea what was going on there.
yeah, what could they have done to get on the news, to do a morning show, could do
Yeah.
radio, could do whatever? I mean, they paid for Facebook ads because it said sponsored. I remember seeing
Yep.
the Facebook ad come across.
Yep.
But
It reached $50,000 both time or 50,000 people at both times we boosted it. Yeah, and I'm getting 20,000 on my boost.
I'm getting five. I'm getting five just normal. So it's like,
Yeah, and I'm putting $100 a weekend and getting 20. You telling me you only put $200 behind this thing?
yeah, to get 50,000.
Yeah. And
Well,
yeah,
yeah. I mean, what's in it? I mean, what do you get for your? Could they put on a second one? Do you think they have the money to put on a second one at the end of the
oh yeah,
year?
100%. Yeah, they didn't. They're not going to lose money on this thing.
So put it to them. Get.
No, I'm not.
Why
I don't have any
not?
availability to do another one. I'm booked
You,
solid.
you can find it.
Find what availability?
You told me at the beginning, like a couple weeks ago, that you were still trying to fill in spots.
Yeah, weekday lunches
Oh, all right.
in October, November. I have a couple, but yeah,
Yeah,
and this is the first one I've done. They've been doing this event for a long time. So I'm going to guess this has been a pretty dramatic drop this year versus previous years for everybody to be so irate.
do you think down upon what they did? Like, are you mad? Not mad, but you're probably disappointed in sales. But if you get picked, are you going to do it again next year?
We're in. So anybody that's a member, an association member, gets invited. There's not a selection process. There's not an
Oh,
application process. If
so if
you're a member, you're
they
in.
got 60 members, then there's a chance it could
In
be 60.
theory, yes, there could be 60. They might cap it at like 45, but first come, first serve, probably then.
So the Ionia Fairground or Ionia Free Fair Fairgrounds, whatever,
Yeah.
has the world's largest. The last couple of years they did the world's largest food truck rally.
Yeah. Huh.
You guys had 40 trucks. I don't know how that's not Michigan's largest.
It is.
I mean, we do one in Marshall that's coming up in 2 weeks or next week. That's a lot. I mean, it's 30, I think,
Yeah.
their fairgrounds. But yeah, 45. I mean, 45 trucks is a lot to begin with, but Grand Rapids is a highly populated area. And for you to be at
And
the downtown campus,
I mean, when
I,
you're talking 20,000 people attending, is what they have had for attendance. 15 to 20. It's a lot of people for 40 trucks. And these people are coming to eat. It's not like they're
yeah,
coming to a fair and, oh, there's food here.
yeah.
Yeah. They're coming to eat. And a lot of them are coming to eat at multiple trucks.
So there's the Syracuse or New York Food Truck Association based out of Syracuse.
Mm-hmm.
They have 200 and something members, each paying $200 to be a member. They organize their own food truck rallies. Every month, they take over like a mall parking lot or a movie theater parking lot or a Lowe's parking lot or something like that. They partner with all these businesses to put on a food truck takeover. And there's thousands of people that go into this. I would love to get the organizer on as a guest, but I mean, I don't know if it's either based out of Syracuse or Buffalo, but it's huge.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to do the same thing with our Jackson Food Truck Association. There's no membership, but our local DDA told us that they didn't want to do Food Truck Tuesdays anymore, which is a rally every other Tuesday starting June to August, and they were charging us truck $75, but they said they were running a deficit every year. Well, we're going to take it over. We were going to move it to the fairgrounds, which is a mile away, and then we were told that nobody would ride the shuttle that we were going to get.
Mm-hmm.
So we just took it over downtown. It's costing us $75 to apply for 6 dates. So instead of 75 for each date, it's $75 total. And then if we want power, it's an extra $25 per truck. And we were paying $75 total, like every month or every event that we were there. So we're trying to think to each other, how the hell are they losing money?
Right.
So we are now, myself and 2 other trucks are going to be the head of it. And we're going to collect $50 from each truck. If they want power, they have to pay the extra 25. We
Mm-hmm.
made it mandatory that if you don't have an inverter type generator, that you need to buy power. We have bathrooms because it's a food truck park, but it's like they just didn't want a food truck event at a food truck park, and it made no sense. So once the word started getting out that it was going away, business owners were just getting pissed because, like, Consumers Energy, their headquarters is right downtown, and they would walk
Right.
uptown, a half a block to get food. So we're putting out all the food trucks that are involved are putting out a mass text, or not text, but Facebook and Instagram post with just a black background that said Food Truck Tuesdays are back. And we're all doing it at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning to try to get it out to as many followers as we can.
Right.
And we found out that they were paying $500 for entertainment. And I'm like, we can get entertainment for $150 for 3 hours. Like, why do you need 500? Like, why do politicians spend so much for everything? It makes no sense to me.
So what's the difference in the entertainment you're getting versus what they were getting?
We hired ourselves. They went through like our local Michigan theater and they curated the entertainment for them. So it was all people they knew that they probably got a cut of that $500 and only paid the people probably what we are.
Not everything's a shady backdoor deal.
But why couldn't they just do it? I guess I don't know. I mean, to me, it was just weird.
Because you outsource things that you don't want to do yourself or that you don't have the knowledge to do.
I know. And that was the original thing with the DDA is she wanted to send out an invoice to one truck for $750 and for one truck to collect it from the rest of them.
Well, that's just dumb.
And nobody wanted to do that because we're like, we don't know where our money's going, whatever. So we just took it over. And hopefully it works out. I mean, we start an Instagram page. We want to start a Facebook page. And we do want this to be a board at some point or another where if anybody needs a Jackson food truck, a Jackson County food truck, they can just come to us, to our members and say, hey, we have a catering deal. Here's what they want. Reach out to them, or
yep.
See what happens. Because you got to get people that are involved because you'll always have, what I don't understand, I know we got a minute left, but what I don't understand is the trucks, even that aren't new. So people that have been in the business 3, 4, 5 years that are still taking, like you see on the Michigan Food Truck and Catering Group, that the people don't give. They say, well, we need 5 food trucks for 100 people. And there's 17 responses that, oh, we're available.
Yeah.
Available. How the hell do you think you're going to make money?
Man, because they can't book anywhere else. So they're taking whatever they can to try to stay alive.
And it's sad. Like, it's just like, because it's trucks like that that give us the trucks that are trying to do it right a bad name.
No, it's not on the trucks. That's on the events.
True. But
so, the trucks aren't giving anybody a bad name. As long as they're putting out good food. They're showing up when they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Organizers need to understand that the quality of truck they're going to get at said events is not going to be the upper tier of trucks. And
True.
I know that's a lot of what gets pushed on this side of the state. If you want to book a truck last minute, you need to understand that you're not going to get, us or a Patty Matters or a dune buggy last minute.
Yeah.
You're going to get somebody that's only been open for 6 months or to a year and a half, that doesn't have a full. Yeah. that's what you can expect.
Yeah.
So, yep. All right.
Well, we'll save the other topic for next week.
What was the other one?
Unruly business or tit for tat petty business owners.
Oh.
It's a great story. Great story.
More cafe drama.
Great story, though.
All right. We had a French tip over in our trailer.
Thank you for tuning in, all our tens of listeners.
Mm-hmm.
Glad you didn't forget about us. We will. I will try to be more.
Don't you forget about me. Oh, sorry.
I'll try to be more active on posts.
Everybody have a
show attack.
Yeah, I did not pick up the slack. Sorry. Anyways, everybody have a great week. I will talk to you hopefully next week, Monday. Deuces.
Gang signs.